Hey guys, welcome back to Daily Dreamer. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me today, sharing a dream or two. If you're dreaming, you should leave me a comment. Let me know what your dreams are. I'd love to hear it from you. All two people that watch my video. Someday I'll get three. Anyways, all right guys, let's continue on. So I had this dream the other night and I woke up. Now this was kind of a longer dream as they usually are, but I was able to recall some good stuff. All right, so when I wake up, I come to, and there is a celebrity's father. And apparently he's got some terminally ill disease, and I'm pacing back and forth. From there, at that point, now it shows me sleeping next to someone, okay? It says that they were coming in to check and do something to me while I was pretending to be asleep. They were told at that point to leave me alone. We were all celebrating earlier, so I'm not sure what happened in between celebrating whatever we were celebrating to the celebrity's father that is now ill, to me sleeping, to them coming over and trying to do something to me while I was sleeping. But right after that, then it cuts to a clown. All right, this is kind of cool. There's a clown on the corner, and he was giving directions as we were walking by. It was very friendly manner. Okay, now, I specifically put this. He was on a cool new playground for me in the neighborhood. And as he was giving directions and we approached, he pointed up. So we looked up. And at that point, now I'm on top of the earth. Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? I'm on top of the earth, and there's someone over here, another entity, and we are diligently working. And I remember the movements and whatever, and he was saying something. And at one point, my view, as I'm looking down over the earth, working, doing my thing, I noticed this huge, shadow come up. And this huge shadow is like one of those cartoon devils. He was like in a cartoon form, and it was the devil himself. It was huge. It was red, and he had the little black horns. And I mean, he came up, and he was just massive. And he overtook us, just in sheer height alone. And I remember at one point being afraid, and then I got a nudge, just keep working. I'm like, okay, I'll just keep working. So as I'm working, he starts doing his thing. Now he starts working, right? Told you, this dream just got so weird. As he's working, I'm watching down, and I'm seeing people literally just fall off the earth. Literally just fall. And there was people following them and just jumping. Just going ahead in a calm manner. It wasn't even like they were panicked. It wasn't even like there was any violence. It was just a calm. They were just walking off, right? And I noticed that the earth was getting scares, and I start panicking, and I'm like, where are these people going? Stop it! Or obviously we're not doing anything to help, but I got a nudge again. Keep doing what you're doing. In the very end, there were just a couple people left, and these people, it was kind of funny because they were all sitting in one spot, wherever they were located, right? But they were all doing things like meditating, dancing, chanting, holding their own little space, without anything bothering them. So that was kind of cool. But I looked at the person that was there with me, and it wasn't even a person. It was just more like a being. And I said, thought-wise, I said, well, that's a shame. It looks like we lost. And he said, take a look again. And I looked down, and when I looked back at him to confirm it, I had my peripheral over here. I happened to notice someone else, so I looked, and they were all behind me. So all those people that did not go calmly off the earth were behind me. It was these people down here that were sitting there in their meditative zones and their dancing zones and singing zones, doing their own thing, holding their own space down there. So I don't know, what a cool dream. I was whisked back to consciousness at that point. Got up and wrote it all down. So what kind of a dream was that? I don't know. Let's go find out what it means to me. All right, guys. So what do you think that dream meant? Well, for me, it meant that there were, especially the last part, that there were more soulless people out there than I originally thought there were. And that I needed to work a little bit more harder to make sure that they became soulful. Okay? I'll tell you, the cosmos, it is full of gifts for us. It is full of both life-giving and life-taking. It can be full of vengeance and forgiveness. It can be full of guidance and deception. The sixth hermetic principle out there states that every cause has an effect, and every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. There are many planes of causation, but nothing will ever escape law. That's the sixth hermetic principle. So what the heck does that mean? Well, a lot of times you can actually see this play out in everyday life. Okay, take a look around. It seems to be coming from a lot of individuals out there that are just roaming mindlessly. Okay, they have no hearts, no minds. I mean, you may even know some of these people. You know, they're the mindless lemmings that don't ever question anything. They just roam around. They're always trying to make trouble. They're always trying to divide and conquer without even like thinking what it is that they're even trying to accomplish. I mean, they just do something. They just gonna be out there just doing it, you know. They're not even thinking about it, okay? But really, all that is that these people are lost on a deeper level. You know, they are soulless people, okay? These people, they can easily get tempted to indulge in the material world. They can abuse its power and all of its riches that come with it. And because of that, of course, now comes the karma. And now with karma comes suffering. Suffering happens because why? Because nothing escapes law. Okay? The causation will always come back. We all possess a soul. But what is soul? Soul is the animating essence of us. It is the spiritual and emotional part of ourselves. You know, our animate existence, if you will. The soul is the spark of divinity that we all carry. In a nutshell, basically, this is what soul is. It is your true nature. It is the innermost essence of spirit in earthly physical form. All right, look at it this way. We all have spirit, okay? And spirit is pure light. But add soul to it. Now what do you get? It's like holding up a kaleidoscope and seeing, you know, nothing but rainbows, because you're looking now through a multicolored lens through which the spirit and its light shines through. Add soul to your life. I mean, to yourself. And what do you get? You got a multidimensional colored being, which is amazing. And you have all these unique abilities to be beautiful, okay? How do you know if you are actually losing or have lost your soul? Well, let's take a look. Are you depressed lately? Are you tired of focusing on things that no longer matter to you? Do you have no energy to even care about anymore about anything? Let's see, do you have to add any chemical enhancers to focus on the things that you don't want to anymore, like coffee or an energy drink, maybe nerve pills, all right? Those are all signs that you are now entering in Coldville. So if you find that you are in Soulless County currently, what can you do to bring yourself back? Well, I'll tell you, you could take 5 minutes a day for yourself. That's a start. You can sit with yourself and do some soul searching, okay? Some people like to call it ensoulment. But what is ensoulment? Well, ensoulment is a process that you have to go through. It's a journey. It's going through your true nature to find out who you are. It's the ability to sit there and embrace and live and experience your most authentic self, and in a very natural way. Okay? They say that the darkest pandemic of all time is a soulless society. Okay? When the soul is neglected, it doesn't just go away. It disappears. Well, where does it disappear to? Where do our souls go to? Okay? They are symptomatically being lost in obsessions, addictions, violence, anger, rage, in self-tormented prisons, okay? It's not hard to imagine what soul loss looks like. Just take a look around. You have empty hearts, you have empty minds, empty people, empty food, empty energy. We are empty in love. But guess what we are not empty in? Anxiety, depression, addictions, narcissism, violence, opinions, and abuse of all kinds. That is what a soulless society looks like, guys. So how do we become more ensouled? Well, there's many ways that you can go about it. There are some that are physical, there are some that are emotional, there are some that are creative, and some that are mental. You know, if you choose to try to find your soul In a physical way, you might be able to discover it through dancing or singing or solitude, maybe some drumming or nature walking. Okay, physical things, vision quest. Now, say you want to do some emotional soul searching. What does that look like? Sitting for 5 minutes, giving yourself some devotion, some self-love, maybe contemplating just the outer beauty of things, and doing some heart-centered meditations. All right, that's emotional work. Inner child work, shadow work, that's emotional. Okay, there's also the creative paths that you can go about trying to find out who you are and what your soul is all about. Okay, that creative path, if you choose that one, they say that's where the music, the art, the poetry, all of that attunes itself to the soul, of God, which is within. So what does a creative path look like on your way to the soul journey? Maybe writing, maybe drawing, painting, crafting, music making. Rituals, gardening, anything that's creative. That's a great way to go. There are also mental paths. Okay, Carl Jung once said, and it's funny, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. And it's funny because it's ironic, because it's true. We all busy ourselves each and every day. We don't take 5 minutes for us. We don't have to deal with it. We don't have time for it. But we need to make time, because we're becoming a soulless society. And it's because we're not making time for ourselves, But anyways, if you wanted to go back on the mental level to try to find out who you are on the inside and do some soul work, okay, you can do some prayers, some chanting. You can sit in silence and just enjoy. You could do some meditation. You could do some dream work. Hey, there's a thought for you. You can be mindful at all times, which is hard to do, but it's mental. It's mental work. It's a mental workout. You should try it sometime. See how far you get. You can do shadow work. That's mental work too. It's all about your heart's inner attitude. It's the approach that you're taking, the meaning that you infuse into what you do. If you're honestly giving yourself some time, you're honestly going to make some serious progress with yourself. They say that ensoulment, or finding your soul, is like an inner archaeology, because what it does, it helps us get back to the root of things so that we can help better understand it. You want to be able to choose what resonates with you still. And then you want to leave all the rest. You want to drop it, leave it behind. And why? Why is this so painfully important that we do this now? Because take a look around, guys. The world desperately needs it. We're suffering from pandemic proportions of soul loss, and what are we doing about it? We're not only destroying Mother Nature and the ecosystem, but we're also experiencing a very large-scale cultural collapse of humans. Guys, we need to think bigger. Whatever we do now, we can't just merely focus on the fact that it's just for us as ourselves, and not as individuals anymore. We don't have that luxury to be able to do that. Our efforts have to be directed toward the whole, toward getting everybody together, raising the vibration, becoming soulful. In-souled people live with a very great sense of meaning and purpose. They are connected to their hearts. They feel a very strong connection to the divine ensoulment. And this isn't something that you can just achieve. This isn't something that you can just, check off your to-do list, guys. It's a very slow and arduous journey. Okay, it's got its highs, it's got its lows, it's got its gain, it's got its losses. In fact, the chances are you're going to lose more than you ever will when you gain. But when you gain, boy, what you do gain from that makes it all the more worth it. There's no finish line either, guys. It's because ensoulment is not, a race. It's always an ever deepening journey within. It's a process. Ensoulment is being and becoming all at once. All right. It's living and leaving the moment as learned lessons. That's what that is. So isn't it time? Isn't it time that you take a step towards saying what it is and what lessons that you have learned so that you can share your unique individual gift with us. I don't know. I'm just saying, take 5 minutes, guys. Start becoming soulful towards you. Okay? Not even so much for others. Do it for yourself because you deserve it. Till next time, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Many blessings and sweet dreams.